So Savanah Hernandez and I went to a Pride event in Dallas, Texas recently. We both got separate videos, and if you guys missed my video that dropped yesterday, make sure to go check that out. But today, we're going to be unpacking a few scenes from Savanah's video. She went out and talked to local attendees about gender, medical transition, and removing gender from birth certificates. Now, before we jump into this video, two things. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I am East Coast right now. We're filming street videos East Coast, as so many of you guys have been asking me to hit the road, go take the street videos on the road. So, hey, I'm out here. Stay tuned for the videos. They're going to be fantastic. You guys are going to really enjoy them. Different studio. Got a mobile studio here. Hopefully the audio sounds good. So, yeah, we're just going to trust that it does. And then second thing, this video is sponsored by my friends over at Native Path. Huge shout out to them. We will talk about them a little bit more in a bit. Got to pay for the traveling somehow, you guys. All right, so hopefully you support the sponsors for the channel, all that great stuff. Let's go ahead and jump into this video.
What do you identify as?
I'm a lesbian.
They, she.
They, he, non-binary, trans mask.
I'm just trans.
I'm a gay male pup.
Yeah.
Gay male pup?
Yeah.
Transgender, he, him.
I'm cis, she, her.
Straight. I have a little sister that is, she's gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably non-binary, yeah, would be the best.
What about you?
Bi.
A lesbian. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
I like frogs, not people.
I'm sorry?
I like frogs, not people.
Okay. All right, so that's the start. That's the start. You always gotta kind of gauge and feel out the room, feel who you're talking to here. You know, the position on this channel is not going to be, oh my gosh, how dare they say they're bi or gay or whatever. Like I don't care, right? I think most of us do not care. But when it comes to this topic of this new gender ideology that's sweeping the nation, it's much more than just that. I think people that just see it as, oh, well, it's their life, they can do what they want. That's absolutely, a part of that's absolutely true. Where it starts to be a problem, right? And we have gay subscribers on the channel, we have trans subscribers on the channel, I've seen you guys in the comments. This is not about making fun of what adults want to do in their own lives, and most of those people do not agree with the gender cult anyways. They're not a part of that group. They're not a part of the LGBTQ plus IA group. They're not a part of Pride, because it's really shifted into something else. Let me explain what I'm talking about. When it comes to it's their life, they're adults, they do what they want. You want to have some really weird gender that you're identifying as, go for it. You're an adult. Well, it obviously hasn't been stopping there. It's been, no. It's not enough for me to live my life. I want to expose children to this as well. And that's how a lot of these events are. A lot of these events are family friendly, and they'll have drag queens up on stage twerking their butts in front of your children, and they get an opportunity to get that in with them. They get that opportunity for the children to be like, what is that? Can men do that? That's a man? What is a man? And that really opens up the conversation of gender ideology. This is why they're trying to do, if some of you guys are curious about, oh, why are they doing drag queen story hour? That makes absolutely no sense. It's a foot in the door. It's a way to open up that conversation. And they openly admit this stuff. This isn't a conspiracy theory or anything like that. When you talk to drag queens, they will mention it. They want to be exposing it to children because it opens up that conversation of radical gender theory. Being able to brainwash youth into saying that their ideology is fact. There's a million genders out there. You can be whatever you want. Ignore biological realities or any sort of reasonable structure within your life. Let's move on to the next clip.
One of my brothers are transgender. My husband back here is bisexual. He finally came out to me about that. It's not...
Did he look uncomfortable? Did he hear that? Did he look uncomfortable right there?
endangering them. If he wants to become a girl later on, I'm so for it. I'll tell him, what hospital do you want to go to right now?
Let's make some noise!
The editing on this video. What hospital do you want to go to right now? Let's make some noise. Hold on. What hospital do you want to go to right now? I thought you could just identify as a girl. Why do you need to change your appearance to be stereotypical feminine features to be a girl. That's what this person just said right there, essentially, right? Does she seem intoxicated a little bit or something, or maybe possibly on drugs? I don't know. A lot of these people have some serious issues. I mean, if you're saying, hey, you want to be a girl, let's go take you to the hospital right now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on right there. Next clip.
How young do you think that kids can start telling us their gender identity?
Kids know like almost immediately. I mean, as soon as possible, right? Yeah, as soon as they're able to formulate words.
If that's how they feel, then that's who they are.
If my child doesn't have to have the gender on his birth certificate, that'd be awesome.
Remove the gender off birth certificates. I think that'd be a good idea.
Oh my gosh, the amount of traction that this movement has seen. And keep in mind, this is an ideology. And it's an ideology that absolutely can destroy the host. This is a toxic ideology. This is not just people being who they want to be and all of that. No. This is people wanting to basically make the argument, as you could just hear, of they're aware of this stuff as soon as they're children. Or they're just aware of it as soon as you tell them about it and tell them, hey, you can be this. You being a boy, you can be a girl if you want, whatever. So a child says, oh, okay, that's really interesting. My little creative mind, I'm getting absolutely no guidance from an adult. Maybe I am this. Maybe I am that. I feel like a lot of people on the outside kind of looking in, a lot of people that aren't really informed of the consequences of radical gender theory and all of this sweeping the nation and them going after youth, is they are creating a crisis of gender dysphoric children. There is a social contagion here that says, okay, well, my friends are saying that they're trans, or theys, or they-thems, or whatever it may be, and I'm going to do the same thing. And all right, everyone, let's take a few moments to talk about today's sponsor. Now, it is summertime, and you're probably, or hopefully, hitting the gym, which MSNBC is now saying is a right-wing activity. But if you're like most people, you probably started to notice some joint pain or bone-on-bone pain. The reason for this is not just your age, it's actually linked to reduced collagen levels in your body. You see, by your 30s, natural collagen levels start to decrease by about 1.5% each year. That's why supplementing with collagen protein is the most important thing you can do to maintain strong joints and bones. It's proven to accelerate tissue recovery, minimize wrinkles, enhance hair follicle thickness, and promote joint strength and pain-free motion, which again is crucial if you're being active. Who wouldn't want more collagen when it does all this? And here's the good news. Right now, when you go to stopboneonbone.com/Klug, you can stock up on Native Path Collagen at up to 55% off today. That's stopboneonbone.com/Klug. I will put links down in the description below. Let's get back into the video. And a lot of these kids are going down the path of taking puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, even going as far as double mastectomies before the age of 18. These are irreversible. Many of these things are irreversible. And the amount of kids going down this path because they fully adopted this ideology with absolutely no pushback from their parents, because their parents think it's just tolerance and acceptance, so that they don't get in the way, because the children are in charge. The children make the decisions. Your job as a parent is to do your best job of guiding your child in reality. If they think that they're Spider-Man, okay, hey, that's fun. You're having fun, but you're not actually Spider-Man. They will listen to whatever adults say. So if you tell a child that you can be a million genders and whatnot, they're not having a fair, nuanced conversation with you. They are simply adopting your ideology because they have absolutely no reason to question it.
I'm putting my family at risk because they support me and they have aided in my transition. I started hormones, testosterone, when I was 14.
Over COVID, I think...
That's really interesting right there, because a lot of people in, I believe, episode 3 or 4 with Billboard Chris, a recent video that we did, a lot of people are questioning the claim from Billboard Chris that 13 and 14-year-olds all over the country are getting cross-sex hormones. A lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people don't even believe that that's happening. And the reason why they don't believe that is because it's horrifying. So this kid right here just said, oh, well, I'm putting my family at risk because I'm doing that. Well, probably because your parents were abusing you.
Over COVID, I think me and my friend group, we kind of all started exploring our gender, and I think the internet had a really big part to play in a lot of our discovery.
I don't think of myself as a female. I think of myself as a pansexual. I am a male trapped in a female's body.
The edits are brutal. Let's go back to this one right here, though. Social media had a major influence. Yes, it's having a major influence on children all across the country, all across the world when it comes to this. Because, again, young kids on the internet will basically believe any ideology they see. When it comes to, oh, hey, well, if you're a girl, but you have these traits, these more masculine traits, you might actually be X, Y, and Z. No, you just might be a more masculine female, and that's absolutely okay. You should be accepted, and you should be loved, and you should be loving yourself for being unique. Because guess what? That's called a personality type. You have a different personality than, let's say, the girl down the street, and that's absolutely wonderful. You don't need to go down the process of taking puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, or cutting into your body to be who you really are. But that's what this ideology sells. And really interesting that he just straight up says, he just says that kind of quiet part out loud of it had a major impact. And this person, I don't really have any more comments about this person. They just seem like they're having some issues.
There just needs to be like more acceptance.
Uh-oh.
It's horrible seeing all these terrible old white men. More acceptance. If a little kid just like
kind of reminds me of those signs that just say like Black Lives Matter, LGBT, whatever, you're loved, we're tolerant, we're accepting, and you just know that they're like the least accepting people of all time. That's a little bit of it's like right away. Oh, well, it needs to be about acceptance. Anyways, these old white people, this old white people. Okay.
if a little kid just like, mommy, I want to wear a dress, it's just like, you don't really think about it when they're a little kid. I feel like you should put some consideration into what they're saying.
Yeah, he's a fine grit.
You need to listen to what they're saying. It's actually pretty creepy, the argument that's being made here. Because essentially it's, well, these kids, they can consent to this stuff. They can agree with this stuff. They know what they want. And you're essentially saying that they can consent because they know what they want. Well, if they can consent to life-altering decisions, what else can they consent to? Are you just planning on getting completely rid of any consent laws or anything like that when it comes to, hey, children, they totally know what they want? That's the argument that's being made here. The path that this goes down is incredibly dangerous because, like I just said, it's all about kind of getting rid of those, oh, well, you know, they can consent to this. Not they can't consent because they're a 10-year-old, and that's just obvious. No. It's this war against that kind of barrier that's always been there protecting children. Side note, this meme right here is actually one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's a fine grit.
Like, a lot of people are really scared to be honest about who they are. They're scared they're going to be sent to a conversion camp or that they'll be executed if they're an adult.
Executed?
Yeah, so in Florida, which is where a lot of my family live in, I've heard that some people can actually be put to death over there.
I'm so sitting there waiting for someone to come up to me so I could just tell them to f off. I don't mind who you love, how you love, f off.
All right, y'all. Well, we sure did learn a lot today about...
Okay. How crazy is that? But this girl right here saying that in Florida you can be put to death if you're an adult. These people genuinely believe that. They hear that don't say gay bill. They believe, and they believe that's what it really is. They hear about the trans genocide happening when it's obviously not true. In fact, the trans population is about like 1.5 million that they project. It's probably less, but that's what they project, 1.5 million. If it's higher, okay, that doesn't really help their case. Because the homicide rate in the trans community is actually less than 1/3 the homicide rate of the general population. And that's per capita. I'm not saying like total. We're just talking about per capita. Their homicide rate is less than 1/3 of the general populations. The trans genocide claim is just an absolute lie, of course. But these people believe these things. That's probably one of the saddest parts about a lot of these people is they're completely misled. They're completely misled. If they actually believe that in Florida they're being put to death, Well, no wonder why they're at these protests doing this stuff. Hopefully they see some videos that actually educate them down the road. You guys, let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section below if you enjoyed it. And if you missed my video, actually, by the way, make sure you go check that out as well, because Savanah and I were both at this event. I went in the event once I was done with my video. I kind of was on the outside getting signatures for petitions, having some conversations. I didn't really want to go inside just because they had the rest of the team inside and whatnot. Didn't really feel like having multiple cameras inside the event, so hung around talking to people on the exits and everything like that. But I did go inside, and I will tell you, one thing that I did notice, first of all, a lot of people walking around basically naked. Second of all, a lot of people bringing their children because their children, for some reason, need to see that stuff. And I don't know. How was Savanah's undercover outfit? Was it good? No, that's a bad undercover outfit. She did have the heart-shaped glasses, though. That's pretty hip. It's pretty hip. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you thought about this video down in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about my commentary down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that bell notification button so you're notified next time I post. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.